In this short demo, we're going to talk about the DevOps Policies API and how we can log data policy operations into the audit app in Microsoft Purview. As we have explained before, DevOps policies allow you to configure access in a very simple way for IT operations and security auditing personnel that need to interact with SQL servers. The experience is very easy, and you're granting these users access to the system metadata as opposed to the user data. So you're keeping things secure. The scenario that we're going to cover is that there is a resource group, the marketing resource group that you can see here. There are different types of resources: Azure SQL database servers and Azure SQL MI servers. Adele works for the IT department, and her job is to keep these SQL servers healthy and performing. They're very critical for the company. So what we're going to do here is that Adele is part of the Microsoft Entra Group, AAD Group Perform One, and Diego is going to be a policy author in Microsoft Purview, and he is going to create a DevOps policy that will assign the role SQL Performance Monitor to the group AD Group Perform On for the scope of marketing, a resource group. So we're going to show first that Adele cannot connect. Then we're going to create the DevOps policies using the API. Then we'll show that Adele can connect. And finally, we'll show that the updates got captured in the audit app. So let's start. So first of all, we're going to fire here SSMS, and we're going to try to connect with Adele's profile. So I'm going to try that. And we see that we cannot connect. Now we are going to go and see the state of the policies, the DevOps policies. So we see here that there are no policies. We're going to now start interfacing via the API instead of the UI. So the same result we can get doing a get to the Purview endpoint to list the DevOps policies that are there. So we're sending the request, just waiting for the result. There are no policies right now. So we're going to go and create a single policy that will enable Adele and, in fact, the group that she belongs to, the Microsoft Entra group, to have access to the scope of the whole resource group, Marketing RG. And we just need to send a put to the endpoint and name the Purview resource name, which is Marketing RG, and just pass a few more parameters for the API version. So we're going to do that right now. See what happens. So the operation was successful, 201 created, and this is the result. Now we have a policy. Let's go back to the UI to see what happened. A policy got created that added Adele, but also added the group that she belongs to. I didn't need to do the two things at the same time, but just for the purpose of demonstrating the API, I'll get to that in a second. I sent a request that had both Adele and also the group that she belongs to. And she is a SQL Performance Monitor. She gets to have those permissions. Okay. The policy was created by Diego. I'm playing that role right now as I created the policy. That's the bearer token that was configured here into Postman. So how did I create for both Adele and the group? I specified in the body of the request principal, the principal for Adele, and principal group, the one also for the uh, Entra group that she belongs to. And I'm saying here, permit, give these principals permit, give these principals permit on performance monitor role, and here is the resource path, right? So this is the typical Azure ARM resource path subscription ID resource group, the name of the resource group. And then slash star star means give access to any single resource that can enforce DevOps policies and is enabled to enforce DevOps policies in that resource group. Okay, so then let's go back and see if Adele can access now. So let's try to connect again with Adele. And we see that now she's able to connect. So let's execute the queries. So typical queries for the performance monitor role, looking at wait stats to identify performance bottlenecks, currently running queries. She's trying to optimize these systems so that they run smoothly and there are no, there is no downtime. So these are the different things that she can do. She can look at the virtual file stats, etc. Can she access the, audit? No, she cannot. Can she access user data? She cannot. She only has the permissions to do this. So then let's go back and let's keep looking here. I have another different operation that I can use, delete, to, of course, delete that policy. So I'm going to send it. I get a 204 no content, which means successful. So let's take a look. Let's go back to the UI. Let's see what happens here. And I see here that there are no more policies anymore. If I go back to SSMS, I'm still with Adele. She does not have permissions anymore. And in fact, if I were to disconnect and try to connect again, it wouldn't let me connect. So now let's take a look at what happened in the log. If we go to the Microsoft Purview portal, new portal, there is the audit app. If I click on it, I will get to the audit search experience. And I have already performed a few searches before. And basically, the results will be very similar. If I go and open one of those searches, we will see that all of these different operations are being logged. So basically, this is a policy was created. I get who did that, which is Diego. This is the user. This is the entry ID for Diego. The type of policy is DevOps. The account ID is the Purview account ID, where that operation came from. And then we're logging also the old value, the state of that policy prior to that, which was no policy, and the new value, right? What happened there? What did Diego do? And then this is also like, on this date and on this time. So that concludes the demo. Thank you.